Welcome to my final Better Call Saul Season 5 episode review video, of this, of course, being the Season 5 finale review. Before I get into all that, though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching Better Call Saul, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which, of course, I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find if you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this detailed review any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And full disclosure, I've already seen Better Call Saul all the way through one time. In fact, I actually did episode review videos of Better Call Saul Season 6 when the show was actually airing. So if you want to watch those, you can click right here with about 20 seconds left to go in the video. However, those will be the next videos that I'm going to record. So if you want to watch ahead, or if you want to see my original thoughts, but I don't think my thoughts will change, you can definitely check those out. And of course, if you're a fan of Breaking Bad and you want to watch my Breaking Bad episodes reviews, you want to watch my El Camino review, if you want to watch my favorite episodes ranked of Breaking Bad, if you want to watch my favorite characters ranked, or if you want to see me rank the seasons of Breaking Bad, just click right here with about 20 seconds left to go in the video. That will be the end screen and the playlist for my Breaking Bad content. So both shows, some of my favorite shows of all time. I do like Breaking Bad a little bit more, I think, unless my opinion changes. But Breaking Bad is number 3 right now on my all-time list. But Better Call Saul is great as a prequel. So with all that said, this will be Better Call Saul Season 5, Episode 10, the Season 5 finale. The title of this episode is called Something Unforgivable. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. Lalo Salamanca is driven away in Nacho's car. Jimmy picks up the phone and asks Mike what happens next. Mike replies, "We'll see," and remarks that Kim saved his life. When he ends the call and Kim asks him who he was talking to, Jimmy tells her the truth about his ordeal in the desert with Mike. Feeling unsafe, Jimmy and Kim go to a hotel to wait out the situation for a few days. Reflecting on what Mike told him in the desert about Kim being in the game, Jimmy asks if he is bad for her and states that the incident with Lalo Salamanca should not have happened at Kim's apartment if she wasn't associated with Jimmy. Kim tells Jimmy that he crossed the line and asks whether he will do it again. Jimmy promises he won't, but he doesn't sound confident in saying so. Kim turns in for bed while Jimmy stays awake, troubled. Mike meets Gus at the burned down Los Porros Hermanos restaurant and informs him that Lalo Salamanca and Nacho have headed across the border towards Lalo's residence in where he's from. Mike surmises that Lalo doesn't suspect Nacho of being a double agent and is about to promote him. He tries to make an argument for Nacho to be extracted from there and released from Gus's, his control. Gus refuses, revealing that he has sent a team of highly skilled assassins to eliminate Lalo Salamanca and deciding that Nacho would be valuable to the plot as an inside man. Lalo Salamanca and Nacho arrive at Lalo's residence, a sprawling place located within a large walled-in compound. They are both warmly greeted by Lalo's family and staff, including his cook Yolanda. Nacho is taken inside while the massive gates of the compound close behind him. Jimmy awakens to see Kim preparing to leave for work at the courthouse. He tries to persuade her to stay in, expressing worry that she might be tracked and attacked by Lalo Salamanca's henchmen. Kim refuses to live in perpetual fear, telling Jimmy that they just need to keep their eyes open and move on with our lives. She points out that there will be a heavy police presence at the courthouse, which will mitigate any danger she might put herself in by going there. Kim leaves the hotel while Jimmy stays behind. Kim meets with a public defender named Grant and offers to take on 20 ongoing criminal cases pro bono. Grant tells her that she will have to take challenging felony cases headed for trial, but not the sympathetic misdemeanor cases she has been handling until this point. He shows Kim a large storeroom filled with backlogged case files and invites her to pick cases from the piles of boxes present. Nacho helps Lalo fix a car engine. Lalo gives Nacho advice on how to address Don Eladio during their upcoming meeting, telling him that the Don may bump Nacho up the ranks with the cartel. Inside the place, despite his cell phone not having service, Nacho receives a call from an identified man who tells him to unlock and open the back gate of the compound at 3 a.m. that night. Nacho tries to warn the caller that there are several unarmed citizens in the compound, but the caller ignores his advice. Kim unexpectedly finds herself in an elevator with Howard Hamlin and the two associates from HHM. On her way out, Kim tells Howard that she has quit Swikert and Coakley. Howard follows Kim out the elevator and takes her into an empty courtroom to talk in private. There, Howard explains that he had previously offered a job to Jimmy, and in return he was subjected to a series of humiliating pranks to which Jimmy practically confessed to. Suspecting that Jimmy had something to do with Kim dropping Mesa Verde, Howard advises her to stop following Jimmy's lead. Kim bursts out laughing, saying she feels insulted by the notion that she cannot decide for herself. Kim further insists that she knows Jimmy, to which Howard responds that there was only one person who knew him best: Chuck. Jimmy shows up at Mike's house and pounds on his front door, demanding to speak to him. He does not initially notice when Mike pulls up in his car behind him. Jimmy questions Mike about who he works for and what the situation is with Lalo Salamanca, demanding that he be kept in the loop so that he is never put in a position of lying to Lalo again. Mike tells Jimmy that he is not allowed to know that information, but assures him that Lalo Salamanca is going to die tonight. Nacho and Lalo arrive at Don Elato's place, where several other cartel capos have assembled. Lalo warmly greets Eladio as he and Juan Bolsa are looking at the pallets of cash tribute sent by Gus Fring as his own gift. Lalo presents Eladio with a red Ferrari 308 GTS, which the Don recognizes from Magnum PI, and a gift-wrapped box of full money in the car's front trunk. Lalo introduces Eladio to Nacho, who is to be assigned to handle the Salamanca drug operation north of the border, while Lalo remains in Mexico. Speaking one-on-one with Eladio, Nacho elaborates on the plan to expand Salamanca territory by turning outlaw biker gangs against each other and taking over their turf. He further tells Eladio that all he wants is respect and not to be looking over my shoulder. Impressed, Don Eladio gives his blessing to Nacho's plans. Jimmy packs his and Kim's possessions, and when Kim returns, repeats what Mike told him. She and Jimmy are going to be safe this time. Kim tries to get an assurance from Jimmy that there won't be a next time. He simply tells her to check out of the hotel and go home, but she replies that they have already paid for the night. After ordering dinner from room service, Kim tells Jimmy about what Howard Hamlin had told her at the courthouse. Still angered by Howard's comments, Kim gives him ideas to further pranks toward Howard Hamlin, with what Jimmy reluctantly goes along with, and unfortunately for Howard, that will essentially lead to his demise in the end. The conversation escalates into foreplay. Jimmy and Kim make love, still talking about getting back at Howard after the act. Eventually, Kim suggests tricking Howard into committing misconduct, which forces a settlement in the Sandpiper case. She plays it off as simple spitballing. At 3 a.m., Nacho is approaching the back gate of Lalo's compound when he finds Lalo awake, sitting next to a fire pit on his patio. Looking for a way to distract Lalo, Nacho goes into his kitchen and, on the pretense of grabbing stronger drinks, pours oil into a pan and places it over a lit stove. Moments later, when Lalo sees smoke and runs into the kitchen to investigate, Nacho then opens the gate for Gus's assassins, who are brandishing assault rifles. Nacho flees the compound. Lalo reprimands one of his henchmen over causing the smoke. Glimpsing one of the assassins, Lalo uses the henchman as a human shield to dodge gunfire. Lalo engages the hitman and scalds one of them with hot oil. He takes Miguel's pistol and runs to a bathtub, which covers the secret entrance to an underground tunnel. Lalo intentionally keeps the entrance open, crawling to a trapdoor located just outside the compound walls. Then it walks back inside. The assassins find the tunnel. Two of them enter it while a third remains as a guard outside. Lalo surprises and kills the third, then takes an assault rifle and empties the full mag in the narrow tunnel, killing both the assassins inside. Kim revisits her idea of using Howard to force a settlement from the Sandpiper Crossing case, who Kim says has offered $26 million. She states that she would use her share of the cash to rent an office in the courthouse and open a pro bono practice. Jimmy tries to, get Kim to get off this idea, seeing that forcing the settlement would require scorched earth tactics and ruin Howard's career. Kim dismisses this outcome as a career setback for one lawyer. When Jimmy asserts that Kim wouldn't really be okay with this plan, she responds, "Wouldn't I?" Heading into the bathroom to take a shower, Kim turns around to a disturbed Jimmy and makes gun gestures with her fingers. Just like Saul or Jimmy does to her in a future episode. Lalo overpowers the guy that with the oil thing, and the assassin, and who is the sole surviving member of the team. Lalo forces the assassin to call his boss and tell him that the mission was a success. He turns his head toward the liquor glasses at the fire pit, which are undisturbed. He realizes that Nacho has betrayed him. After finding the dead body of Yolanda, Lalo storms off into the night as thunder is heard in the distance. And that's what ends this episode and this season of Better Call Saul. So I'm going to give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it would be better. It's a good episode, but I just feel like there was more done in the previous couple episodes. My character of the episode is going to be Lalo Salamanca, and I'm going to give it to Kim. They were both equally important in this particular episode. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, or El Camino, Breaking Bad movie, and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please don't forget to Hulk smash the like button. It really does help out with that algorithm. Share this video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms, especially MySpace, because that's where I get a lot of my viewers from. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Better Call Saul. What would you rate it? Who would you choose as your character or characters of the episode? Everybody aside from Jimmy, because he's the character of every episode. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.